We're about to get into the quick and nitty-gritty of the 10 and 25 man Naxx raid, highlighting the Spider Wing. You want to make sure you have all your base class needs before wanting to jump into any advanced content beyond just simply leveling up. Make sure you have your hit, your expertise, and defense needs for your given class, as well as any and all of the gems, enchants, and glyphs. Remember, the difficulty has been increased by about 30% from the original Wrath version of Naxx. The first boss that you'll come into in the Spider Wing is Anub'Rekhan. Very similar to the vanilla Naxx 40-man version of the fight, this boss still maintains his Impale, his Locust Swarm every 70 to 120 seconds, and his Summon Corpse Scarab ability. The Impale is a linear attack that extends outward from the boss to its target, causing physical damage as well as knocking the target into the air that will subsequently take fall damage, as will anyone else who happens to be in the path of this attack. The Locust Swarm, the signature ability of this boss, is a 360-degree area of effect that silences and places a stacking damage over time on anyone who is affected by it. In addition to this, he can summon corpse scarabs from a player corpse or a crypt guard corpse that's in the room. In both the 10 and 25 man versions of this boss, he will summon crypt guards during the fight. These must be off-tanked and killed. However, in the 25 man version of the fight, 2 crypt guards will be in the room spawned already at the beginning of the encounter. The crypt guards have a cleave, a stacking dot on their primary target, and a frenzy, which produces a small area of effect web that will immobilize those caught in it. As well as it sounds, the frenzy increases her damage and attack speed by 50 and 60% respectively. The encounter is simple enough and more or less the same for both the 10 and 25 man encounter. Handle the adds in the 25 man version. The main tank will grab the boss and position him on the outer edge of the room facing away from the raid, and hold him until it's time to run from the Locust Swarm. The tank runs along the outer edge of the room, and the boss will follow slowly. The tank picks him up on the other side after he's done with the swarm cast, in basically a mirrored position as the first time. Essentially, you wash, rinse, repeat back and forth until he's dead, while keeping your eyes open for spawned crypt guards. Handle them as they come in, and don't forget to AoE any corpse scarabs that might be running around. The second encounter you will find in the Spider Wing of Naxx is Grand Widow Faerlina. She will attack with her poison volley, striking the closest 10 players in a 25 man and the closest 3 players in a 10 man. Rain of Fire, doing just as it sounds, AoE fire damage where it's cast, and her iconic Frenzy ability, which she will be use approximately every 60 to 80 seconds, increasing her physical damage by 150% and her melee haste by 50%. The frenzy is removed by killing one of the accompanying worshippers in close proximity to the Grand Widow. Also, this will silence her poison bolt for 30 seconds. In the 25 man version of the encounter, there will be followers and worshipper adds with Faerlina. Have one tank grab the followers, and I'd suggest quickly have the raid kill them. Then the strat becomes the same as the 10 man. Have the marked worshippers off-tanked with their own raid markers to indicate the kill order. I suggest getting the next appropriate raid marker targeted down to 5% health range, then simply DPS Faerlina, and when she uses her frenzy ability, boom, insta-kill the proper worshipper, and the frenzy's gone. If you're substantially overgeared, the manner in which you kill Faerlina and the worshippers can be altered to make the fight shorter. Last but not least, everyone's favorite giant spider, Maexxna. She will attack the raid with a web wrap that will target 1 player in a 10 man version and 2 players in a 25 man version. It will shoot the player backwards and stick them to the wall and slowly kill them unless the web wrap is broken by the raid group attacking it. Because of this, the boss's position is very important. Have her facing away from the raid but close enough to the wall where players will be knocked back so the rest of the raid can DPS both the boss and the web wrap player with no or very limited movement. The ability you see next is her spiderlings. At the 30-second mark, she will summon a small group of spiderlings, about 8 of them, right underneath of her. It's important to AoE these down immediately, or when she uses her web spray, players will likely die. A few seconds after the spiderlings spawn, Maexxna will web wrap the entire raid group, including the tank. This will stun everyone in the raid for 6 seconds and deal sizable amount of nature damage. This means no one can do anything for 6 seconds, including heal the tank. So before the ability goes off, it's imperative that the healers load the main tank with Abolish Poison and any heals over time that they have. Also, making a Nature Swiftness macro to cast on the tank right after the wrap is over is very helpful. I believe Paladins can also use their Bubble ability to get out of the wrap and be able to heal the tank during this phase if needed. Last but not least, you need to time your DPS so to stop before a web spray, with Maexxna sitting at about 33% overall health. As soon as you come out of the web spray, I would recommend popping all the cooldowns and DPS as hard as you can. The reason is she has a frenzy at 30%, and the last thing you want to do is go into a web spray with a frenzy, because the tank is likely going to be toast. Don't forget, if you found anything useful in here, please let me know in the comments, and or if you have an alternate or better strategy, please let us know as well. Thank you, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up and share this video with your guildmate and friends for a quick, easy reference on this Naxx wing.